Hello and welcome to the MegaMonsterCast. Today we are going to be covering episodes 22, 23, and the second PAG special.
Oh God, not PAG.
Yeah, with me is Josh, and today we are going to be covering the last couple episodes between for the end stretch.
Yep, we get to cover my favorite kaiju ever again.
Teganular is super important, and he 100% matters.
God damn it.
Yep. All right, so before we get to Ganular, though, we get a fun little episode about an insurance salesman.
As much as I hate Red King's design, I really love this episode.
Well, we get Red King 2, which is a little different because he's got that whole tail thing going on.
True.
Yep. He's got a little bit angrier eyes, in my opinion. But yeah, we get
way more corn cobby too.
Yep. We get two like very Showa kaiju in this episode.
So I'm guessing, what's his name? Gygus?
Uh-huh.
Is he he's a returning one, right?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's a Showa kaiju.
Okay.
Like,
He
I want to put
feels
money on it.
Showa.
Yeah. He looks like a fucking Yeti, too.
Yeah.
In, like, the best way possible.
Like, as much... Oh, my God. I love the fact that Red King just beats the shit out of it with the rock.
Yep, just keeps throwing rocks at him. Like, no, don't. Stop throwing rocks at me.
No, you're king. I bow.
No, that was a great little prelude to the rest of the episode. Because, like, I feel like it really sets the tone when you have, like, two Showa monsters fight that you're going to get, like, a little more... Like, it's not going to be a serious episode, you know?
Yeah. Especially when you start hearing that old Showa Godzilla roar at first.
Yep. He does. Red King 2 does have that Godzilla swag going.
He sure does.
But yeah, we also get a introduction to something that I really like because this is like some fun universe building. That there is a insurance company dedicated to kaiju insurance.
Oh, boy. Does this guy hate his life being an insurance salesman?
Oh yeah, well I mean, he goes pretty in depth at one point about how his life he's just kind of drifting. He has no real goals and aspirations.
God, did that hit hard and with me so... I felt that. I was there. I've been there.
Yep.
Still on the drifting part, unfortunately.
Yeah, dude, I get that. I've been there too. Life happens, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, our character. So this episode is special because like the Scarred characters are in it, but they're all secondary characters to this insurance salesman.
Yeah. Also, when they like introduce the insurance company, what is this gremlin like monster?
Oh gosh,
He
I don't
looks like
remember.
Spike from Gremlins.
I know what you're talking about. Like, I don't really remember what this one's name is. I like the design a lot, though.
Oh.
Like, I'm sure if we check the wiki, it's probably listed there.
I got to find that out.
Yeah. While you're doing that, though, I'm just going to give, like, a brief rundown. So our main character for this episode is an insurance salesman. He's kind of the low man on the totem pole at his insurance company. He gets hung up on a lot for like his pitches, and there's this other guy who works there who's a little more smarmy, who does better and tells him, don't just do the pitch right away. Like, get to know your clients first, talk them up a bit, and then tailor it to what they want. He's like, okay, yeah, I'll go door to door and try to sell. No, that's not what I meant either. Door to door, you're just going to get the door slammed in your face. Like, it's a waste of time. You're not going to sell anything that way either. But of course, he's got an old school mentality, so he's like, no, I'm going to go out and do this. This is what I know. Any luck on finding him? Josh looks shocked.
His name is just CM Kaiju.
Right on. CM Kaiju. He's a direct descendant of CM Punk.
Fuck yes.
And there's our wrestling reference for the episode. Tune in for when we eventually get to Ultraman Z, where we make a shit ton of wrestling references. Spoiler alert, that's a real thing. One of his forms is just a wrestler.
Oh, god damn it.
But yeah, so we also get a little bit of a cutaway to Scarred. We find out something that's really important, not in these episodes, but it's being set up hardcore in this episode, the next episode, and the PAG episode, that they are trying to prep Earth-Garon for space. That they are preparing it so that he can get into space.
I really dug that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a logical conclusion. At this point, they've given it, like, the ability to go at least Mach 10. And, like, the biggest threats that they're facing right now are ones from space. So why not make it so he can go into space to intercept them? Like, this is honestly, like, a super logical thing that I love about this episode.
It does a pretty good job at that.
Oh, yeah.
It tries to, at least it tries to add some kind of logic.
Yep. Yeah, I think, again, like, honestly, making Earth-Garon space ready is probably the smartest thing that they could have done. And we also find out that Scarred is familiar with Red King 2, but not Gygus, which is going to be a little important later on. That actually comes up in the fight. Because they're not ready for its attack, and Earth-Garon gets disabled because of it.
His stupid ass freeze breath.
Yep. I mean, he's a Yeti. He's going to have freeze breath.
I feel like it shouldn't have a breath. It should just punch things.
Yep. But now he has a breath attack, too. And yet, Red King does not, despite looking more like a kaiju that would have a breath attack. Gotta love how these kaiju keep you guessing. But
he's straight up a dragon.
Yep. But yeah, so we get a little flash to the salesman's home. It's a small apartment. His clothes are hanging up all along the walls. He is taken, like, he's gotten a ready-made like ramen that he's gonna eat, but he doesn't have chopsticks, so he can't eat it. And so he just lays down on his futon and scrolls through Instagram.
I'm honestly surprised he just didn't have a pair of wooden chopsticks.
Dude,
just sitting there.
Even I have, like, a pair of nice chopsticks at home.
Yeah, I've gotten a wooden pair. And I got a plastic pair that looks like Kylo Ren's lightsabers.
Ooh, that's kind of fun.
Horrible. It's fun. It's horrible to eat with because they have no grip.
Yeah, I like mine because they've got, like, little ridges on the part that you grip with.
I had I don't know where my favorite pair went. I lost it during one of my moves. It was Yoda's lightsabers that actually lit up.
Oh, that's cool. That's a bummer.
Yeah.
When you move again, you're gonna have to start searching for that shit.
Yep.
But
If
yeah,
anything, I'll just rebuy it.
also fair. But yeah, so then we get he goes back to work the next day. He's late, and his boss gives him shit for underperforming, and brings up that his coworker is doing a really good job. Like
Yeah, he's
typical.
doing a real good job at being an ass.
Oh yeah, no. Well, I mean, spoiler alert. That's a big part of what his arc is for the episode. Yeah, so then we see the salesman going door to door, and people just keep slamming doors in his face.
Done that myself.
So then he eventually gets to this kind of old school looking house, knocks on the door, and this old lady comes over and answers, and she's willing to listen to his pitch. So they go inside, they sit down, he's pitching the insurance for her. He specifically brings up the like vibrational insurance, like it covers like vibration damage too from like underground kaiju. And then
He was very, very specific.
oh yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like at this point you kind of have to be when you live in a world full of kaiju.
Yeah, good point.
But yeah, so then we get the old lady realizes that oh, other big one. Before I forget, this insurance also comes with a helmet.
That helmet is not safe at all.
No, it's the cheapest helmet they could get.
It's folded.
Yep, it is flimsy as fuck. It is literally not a functional helmet.
Ah,
the 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 budget went to not even this episode. The budget went to like the last two episodes. This is them cutting costs a tiny bit by buying a really shitty helmet.
it was a shitty, like, malleable helmet in a plastic bag that you know will just kill you if
Yep.
you ever wore it in danger.
Yep. But so she realizes she hears some noise from the kitchen and realizes that she left her food cooking and that it's burned now. So the salesman feels bad for distracting her. We get a cutaway to Emmy saying that like everything's normal on her patrol and that like whatever's happening must be a natural occurrence because there's like what was it, like landslides happening?
I believe so.
Mm-hmm. Avalanches, right? I think it was avalanches.
Avalanche.
Yeah, because they're on a frozen mountaintop. They're in the Japanese Alps.
I believe so.
Okay. Yeah. Again, just kind of like a little reminder that Scarred exists this episode. We get them sprinkled throughout, but it's really not their episode. We cut back to the real main character, the insurance salesman, and he's gone out, bought the old lady groceries. He's replacing the light bulbs in her house, and he cleans her floors before watering the flowers. So she makes him dinner, and he's like really touched by it because he's just been getting like fast food basically, and this is the first home cooked meal he's had in a really long time.
Oh, felt like I was back in college.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, this is like a very sweet episode that hits like a good like in your like 20s to 30s, just focused on your job spot. But yeah, she asks him like if like what he wants to eat because she'll make him another meal. He's like, I really want a hamburger steak.
Good old hamburger steak.
Yep. And he talks about like how the job's tough. He isn't really good at it. He just knows the streets really well because he like goes and pounds the pavement to try to do door-to-door sales instead of like being good at calls.
It all sounds really dirty.
Yep. And both of them admit they're just drifting through life. Him because he didn't really have any ambitions, and her because her husband died recently.
Oh God, it was so sad.
Yep. But it ends on this happy note that like because he showed her so much like care, she signs up for insurance. It's a sweet little moment. I like their interactions are really good. I feel like once a season the Ultraman shows try to do like an episode about like normal civilians, and this is one of the better examples of that.
Yeah, because when this first started, I thought this was going to be like a scam artist, like insurance thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really happy it turned out different.
Oh yeah, this is like a super wholesome episode. Like debatably,
Yeah,
go for it.
oh, I was going to say, because like, when it first started, I felt like he literally just got into one of those call centers, kind of like you saw in Wolf of Wall Street. They're just selling you
Mm.
dog shit and they know it.
Well, I feel like that's the other guy.
It 100% is that guy. And this guy is like, no, no, this is a serious company. Like, we're actually insurance.
Yep. But yeah. No, again, this is like one of the most wholesome episodes that we've had this season. I really love it. But then we get our kaiju attack, and we get everyone prepping, and I love that. Just like the Scarred team gets those moments of like Scarred team get ready. It shows instead like the insurance team, and they're all getting ready.
Get the calls.
Yep.
I feel like the calls came in way too fast.
I mean, I feel like the second you see a kaiju walking past your home, you're like, well, first of all, remember, not only does it cover like direct damage to the building, it covers damage caused by like to like stuff that falls off of shelves and things like that. So if like
Yeah, because you mentioned the potted plants.
yep. So like the second the thing walks by your home, even if it's not like directly hitting your home, it's still knocking like you got like a 50-meter monster who just by nature creates vibrations by walking. Your shit's gonna fall over, and hey, this insurance company covers all that.
True.
Mm-hmm. Like that's honestly, there's a lot of really good setup in this episode where like they're set up for why they get so many calls because they cover like really small things too, or like the fact that they don't know what Gygas can do, so when it starts doing like a freeze breath, they don't have any sort of preparation for Earth Garon.
But you would think with them getting them prepped for space,
Yes,
it would have some kind of resistance.
Yeah, but you got to remember they're working on that. They're not. It's nowhere near ready for space prep yet. That won't be for another few episodes.
Yeah.
But we get the insurance salesman runs off because he hears that the attack is happening in the old lady's neighborhood, and he wants to make sure she's safe.
It's so sweet.
Mm-hmm. Then we get like the start of Earth Garon flies in to engage with Gygas, and he drops Mopey off. Like, I love that little touch where he's flying, holding onto it, and he drops him off on the ground.
Like, you're safe here, little buddy.
Oh, it's so good. I love it. I love just like gently places the truck on the ground and then turns to get ready to fight. Gygas initially appears alone, but then Red King shows up, so it's going to be a 2-on-1 fight, which establishes why Blazar is going to show up. Although, again, not a whole lot in this episode.
No, but at least they showed get Earth Garon like actually doing something for once.
We get Earth Garon doing stuff on his own again next episode, too.
Yeah, true.
Mm. Just the nature.
It's just finally feeling nice for Earth Garon.
Yep. But yeah, the salesman shows up, and she's just kind of sitting around because she's decided that she's fine with dying to be with her husband again. He's like, no.
God, yeah, I felt like this is 7 all over again.
And he's like, no, you're not going to just die here. You're going to come with me, put your helmet on. This helmet really wouldn't do anything, but put it on. And I love the little moment where like they leave the home and she turns around to lock the door on the way out.
No, don't lock it.
Like, it's such a funny little like thing, but it works so well for like, of course she would be worried about like invader, like people, like home invasion. So she locks the door because she doesn't want people to steal her shit. Bear in mind, there's a kaiju like 20 feet away, but still.
It's like everything's gonna get smashed and destroyed.
Yep. Then we get our kaiju fight. Red King 2 uses Tail Whip. It's somehow super effective.
It's so effective.
Yeah. And we get like a cutaway to that smarmy salesman. We get a couple of those where like when damages happen, he gets super pissed off. Like, wow, God, no, Scarred. Because like Scarred causes a bunch of these damages, and so he's pissed off at them. Again, just another great little moment where like he doesn't get it. I also love that they set up that the two kaiju are working together now to try to fight Earth Garon.
And like, I couldn't believe how flexible Red King 2 is.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got to remember, he's all corn cobby. He can twist around.
Oh God.
I kind of want to get the SHF of Red King just to have in the background.
Just to upset me.
Yep. It's just gonna be sitting in the back, like staring at your soul.
No, just get a dried corn cob and put some teeth on it and just sit it in the back. It'd be the same thing.
Yep. No, I love it. But we get our first like damage to oh, actually no. We actually get the salesman running through the streets holding the old lady, and she wants him to put her down. And he's like, no, you're gonna die if I put you down. I am carrying you.
This is a team effort.
And you get to be the bench warmer.
Hell yeah.
But no, I love this too, because like it shows like how much he cares about this old lady, that he's carrying her through the streets, and like how well he knows the streets and the people there, because like as he's running through, he's like has to like choose new paths, and he refers to the path they're going on based on whose like house is along that path. Like just another great moment where like you know that other dude at the insurance company doesn't know like any of the places these people live, but
yeah,
he knows
he would get lost and he would die.
Yep, but this guy knows exactly where everyone lives, so he's like, okay, well, crap, I can't go down that street anymore. If I hang a right at so-and-so's place and then hang a left at this other person's place, that should get me by this situation. Like, again, just a little bit of character building that I love. Like, this episode does a really good job of setting up this character and then, like, really fleshing out who he is just based on, like, the few things he says and what he does. Also, I wrote this down because I thought it was funny. We see this truck fly down and, like, smash into the ground, and I just wrote, Truck Coon misses. They almost got isekai'd.
What happens if they would have got isekai'd, but it just turns into, like, they turn into the kaiju?
Yep. They're the kaiju in another world. Would have been great.
I want this to happen now.
Mm-hmm. But then when Gento transforms to, like, save the day, so now it's a 2-on-2 fight. Earth Garon focuses on Gygus, Blazar on Red King 2. Gygus almost immediately freezes Earth Garon, so Earth Garon can't do shit.
And freaking
freezes Blazar too.
Freezes Blazar, but like we get some like real good like jiu-jitsu, like kung fu action here with Blazar wrapping his legs around Red King's neck and just flipping him.
Yep. No,
I wasn't expecting that.
Blazar is an amazing fighter. Like, again, the fight in this is really good. Like, I'm playing up the character moments for this insurance salesman a lot, but like the fight's solid. But yeah, we get Blazar gets frozen too, so of course he just summons the Furdran armor and thaws himself out.
I thought, like, I was kind of hoping after I saw just Furdran come out, I thought he was just going to have it as a third partner. Or a second partner, I guess.
It's not impossible. It's just not what they did this episode. Let's say that.
Okay.
But yeah, so then Blazar uses his bow, his double-sided sword bow thing. He makes a like Matador's cape of fire and starts. And I'm gonna be honest, like I remember this, but like from like my last couple of watches, but I still think it's goofy as fuck that it's Gygus that's the one that keeps charging.
Yeah.
Because he tricks Gygus into charging.
Well, is that and like Red King was like, no, you go. You deal with this.
Yep. Then we get
Guy. He has a little hesitation to like, no.
Well, that's because Red King's the one that's in charge. He kicked his ass at the start of the episode, so now he has to do everything that he says. Yeah, so Gygus charges a bunch of times, and Blazar eventually tricks him into charging into Red King.
So stupid.
Mm-hmm.
It was so stupid.
Then he thaws out Earth Garon. They both use their attacks. Earth Garon uses his mouth beam, and Blazar fires that fire and lightning arrow thing. Defeats the kaiju. And
this is their final Kamehameha moment.
Yep. Then the house was destroyed, but the salesman's like, well, I mean, you can rebuild. Like, that's my job. I'm here to help you with that. It's literally what you signed up for.
You can't get out of this seal.
Yep. And then we cut to the insurance company a little bit later. This guy's getting more and more sales because the old lady recommended him and talked up like the fact that he showed up to save her personally. And the other guy's sales are in the decline because he was selling people insurance policies and wasn't explaining to people what they were getting, so they didn't like know what they were signing up for. And apparently he's just been an asshole in the way he talks to them, so no one wants to keep their policies that they got from him.
Yeah.
And that's how our episode ends.
He fucked up.
Yep. honestly, again, I like this episode a lot. I think this is a really fun episode, and I like when shows like this give an episode to like civilians, so you can kind of see how the world reacts to the kaiju.
Yeah, it was a very nice fresh breath air, fresh air.
Yeah,
God, I can't talk. I'm sober. I swear.
for now. But yeah, then
now.
we get into our episode 23, which has the return of one of our favorite kaiju, a kaiju that canonically, because of that episode with the hallucinations, has been canonically confirmed to be one of the kaiju that Scarred has the most fear towards, because it's Henri's biggest fear. We have the return of Teganular.
I hate it.
Yeah, but he's the defender of Earth now, so you have to like him.
Oh, God damn. Why is he the friend of all children?
Teganular. Ultraman's version of Gamera? You decide. But yeah, this episode actually starts with the return of a different kaiju that we've been seeing more as the show goes on. We get another Delton doll.
I like the fact that they're like, good God, how many times do we have to face this thing?
Yep, there have been 5 in the last month.
Like, they're so self-aware that, like, yeah, we're reusing a lot of the same kaiju in this.
Mm-hmm. Which I definitely appreciate that little nod to it. Like, there's a lot of really good designs in this series, and they had, like, a lot of new kaiju. So if you want to reuse them a little bit and, like, even point it out, fucking go for it. Like, you've earned it at this point. But, yeah, so we get that moment where they talk about all the Delton dolls that have shown up. And Gento comes in. He talks about how, like, he went to the doctor. He just needs rest and nutrition. They tell him to sleep. Emmy specifically tells him to sleep like the dead. Again, that's the English translation, like the English dub version of it, because I'm watching that one this time. But I appreciated that little touch. And then we get the return of Blazar knocking the fuck out of Gento. That he's
like, no, you're going to sleep, and you're going to sleep right now.
Yep. Then he gets taken to the doctor. We find out that, in fact, he did not go, like, he didn't finish his exam. He left early. And the doctor tells him that he has low bone density and his muscles are atrophying.
Yeah.
And that whatever's going on, he needs to, like, fix it quick, because this is going to have serious ramifications on his health.
I want to ask, but, like, I don't know if it's going to come up again or not. But is this because of Blazar, or is it just because of his work ethic?
I mean, we have 2 episodes left. There's some implications in the next episode, especially. Like,
okay.
24 plays with that.
Okay, then.
Mm-hmm.
Then I can wait, I guess.
Yeah, you can wait until, like, Tuesday. Also, stay tuned for Josh's live reaction to episode 25. It's going to be amazing. It up. Dude, it's such a good episode. Like, it is truly it's a really solid finale. But no, so Gento, like, looks for the stone. He's looking at it, he's like, okay, so you knocked me out because, like, you could tell there's something wrong with me. And Teruaki checks up on him. He's like, yeah, I appreciate it, and I'm putting my faith in you too. Like, again, they make a point of like having Gento constantly put his faith in his subordinates, which I like.
Yeah.
Then we get this nerdy dude, Michi. And Michi has uncovered something that somehow the GGF just has not.
Oh, God. Hate Michi.
Yep. So Michi has uncovered that there's some sort of object with like some sort of cloaking thing around it coming along the same path as Gibalga and Bazanga. And this is the true third wave, that the last one that they thought was the third wave was just a remnant of the second wave, and the third wave's true third wave is coming in now.
How did they miss this?
Because it's cloaked, and they didn't notice that there's weird distortions in space. Somehow. It took this fucking third party dude. Which, I mean, that happens.
Dr. Shin, apparently, to figure this out.
Oh, God. Just tune in for Ultraman Orb. Dr. Shin is our favorite character.
I mean, honestly, he is.
Dr. Shin's a fun character. I like him. I like all the SSP, though, in that. They grow on you. But yeah,
oh, God.
Yeah. But yeah, so, I also love that he wants to name it after himself. I just think that's kind of funny.
I mean, I would definitely do the same.
Mm-hmm. We also
get name it something really dumb.
I mean, he did. He named it after himself. But Tish. But yeah, we have a bunch of our Teganulars running wild, and it's up to Scarred to try to stop them. That they're going after these reactors. So they scramble to attack. The GGF is going to potentially launch a bunch of fucking warheads at the Teganulars if they attack the reactors to prevent a meltdown, basically. And they want Scarred's backup on this.
Just a wild thought, like, yeah, we'll basically just bomb this shit out of our own place.
Yep. I have a special note at this point because of the Teganulars showing up, which is just, Josh is going to hate this.
Josh very much hated this.
Yep. Yep, I have it right here on my phone. Josh is going to hate this one.
Fucking hate the Angular.
But yeah.
He's the worst of all horseshoe crabs. But
he saves the world. They sacrifice themselves to save the world. They are the true heroes.
God, I hope those were the last two in existence.
I think there's another one in the movie, but I could be wrong.
God damn it.
But yeah, we find out that there's another Teganular going after a different reactor in the Mojave. And that the
U.S. apparently 200 meters.
Yeah. Which...
But still looks like a 50-meter kaiju.
Yep. Yep. Again, we just kind of have to deal with that. So they're asking Scarred for help. Scarred can't help them because they only have one Earth gear on. Gento's like, you know what? I can't. I'm going to be hard to reach right now. Transforms into Blazar and flies off at Mach 20 to get to the Mojave.
Not only does he blast off, he blasts off from Scarred headquarters. Where the fuck are the cameras?
Yeah. Well, and he also asks Blazar's permission to transform, which I kind of liked.
Yeah, since he's literally killing himself doing this.
Yep. So then he flies off. He comes in and just hits Teganular with a knee, right?
The flying knee.
Yeah, the flying knee hits him hard with the knee, Then we get like a cutaway to Emmy because she's trying to ignore the calls from Michi. Eventually she picks up and he reveals that in that first episode with Teganular, there's a beam that fires into space that is revealed to be a beam that was aimed at Gabalga, and in fact Teganular is the defender of Earth. Oh shit.
Oh.
Alright, back centered. Moving my mouse out of the way so that doesn't happen again.
Oh god.
Yep. But yeah, so we get Teganular is the defender of all Earth. It is defending its territory from these invading kaiju.
Why the fuck is it the good guy?
Because it's beautiful. It's the horseshoe crab we need.
It's not the one we deserve, though.
Yeah, we don't deserve it. It's too good for us.
God damn it.
But yeah, Blazar cuts off one of that Teganular's arms, and it gets these cool red energy tendrils to attack with.
Okay, that I actually kind of liked. Because at first I thought it was like, oh my god, it's not actually Telangular. And then it turns out to still be Tang.
Yep.
I'm just going to call him Tang.
That's fair. You can call him Tang if you want. We all know he's the defender of Earth. But yeah, so then we get the reveal to oh wait, no. We get like they're gonna launch the warheads. They try to take out the Japanese Teganular's legs with the railgun. The reveal that the Teganulars are actually the good guys, so Blazar and Earth Garon destroy the warheads aimed at the Teganulars so they can fire their beams at this invisible object in space. They fire it up.
Which...
Go for it.
I was going to say... No. You finish that, then I'll say it.
They fire it up, and it breaks the cloaking device, so now everyone can see it.
Good God, does this kaiju on this rock look phenomenal?
It's up there for it's up there for one of the better designs in the series right now. Like Blazar has some damn good designs. This is up there. Like it looks intimidating.
I mean, it's still not no Niji Kagachi.
I mean,
but it's close.
Yeah, debatably that's the best one in the series. But this one is like a solid top 3, I would say.
Yeah. I'm kind of interested in what that thing is in the movie, because that has a solid design too.
Yeah, again, I want the movie to come out in English. I think it should come out in English. I'm a little upset it's not out in English.
Yeah.
I mean, they're eventually, hopefully, going to bring it out because, like, they're putting out more of the new gen stuff now. Like, they announced recently they're putting out Taiga on Blu-ray, so I'm hoping that means they're going to hit the other new gen ones they haven't yet.
Ew.
Taiga's okay. It's underwhelming, but, you know, whatever. I'll watch it. I'll watch it because that means that they'll potentially get to put out Zet and some of the other ones on Blu-ray. Those are all on YouTube, but, you know, I wouldn't mind having some Blu-rays for it if the Wi-Fi ever goes out. But yeah, Teganular exposes the monster. The monster reflects their beams back, but is knocked off course and lands on the moon. And the Teganulars are destroyed.
Finally.
Yep. The GGF the military's pissed off. The boss takes the blame for it. And we end with the... Go for it.
He's back?
Yeah, he was only suspended briefly.
Oh, I thought he got fired. He was like, he's done.
No, I think he was just suspended, but I could be wrong. I mean, I assume he's suspended considering he's back.
Yeah.
Then we end the episode with that kaiju is now on the moon. Then we get our PAG episode, which I'm going to be honest, I did not finish the PAG episode because it is just a clip show and it was getting to like just covering like the last couple of episodes.
Yeah.
I wrote down that PAG body shames kaiju and they use their metabolism power to lose weight.
I don't like that he fat shamed Gidos.
Mm-hmm. They also want to know where Blazar is from, and PAG cannot answer that. By the end of it, does he figure out where Blazar is from?
I don't believe so.
Okay, do you want to know where Blazar is from?
Is he from a Blazar?
So he's from... Yeah. No, it's even worse.
Oh, God.
He is from Galaxy 421. 421 Blazar.
God damn it.
It has to be a weed joke.
I don't care if it wasn't. It is now and forever will be.
Yeah, no. Blazar's from Galaxy 421. It's amazing. I love it. But yeah, we get a little more like they cover again like how Blazar can do all these things with his spiral burade, which is kind of cool. Like I like they bring up the whole claw machine thing he does, and that he can make like that light cocoon that he did for Damaga in that episode. And they bring up specifically that Earth Garon is being prepped to be space ready. Those are like the big things I got out of the episode before I stopped watching it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, really about it.
Yeah, I mean, I watched like over half of it.
Yeah, because we get the mention of Ginto. There's definitely something wrong with them, but they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just kind of cover the episodes again. There's not much to these.
Yeah, makes sense. It's a PAG episode, and like this is the last clip show we get before the last two episodes.
So excited.
Yep, should be.
We do get a little preview though, which was kind of nice.
That's good. Again, these last two episodes are both really, really strong.
It was.
Yep. And then we're gonna get the penultimate and season finale are both like heavy hitting episodes. They've got some really good action. They've got some really good drama. Yeah. Any other thoughts you want to have before we call an end to this episode of Blazar?
I just want to say it's not due to these episodes, but that old man who has been keeping everything away from Emmy, not the leader, but the other one.
Yeah, Dobashi.
Dobashi. I'm calling it now. He's a fucking alien. He's a V99. Or at least working with them.
I'm not going to confirm anything, but I will say that has been a thing in other Ultra series.
God damn.
Yeah. With that, we will call an end to this episode. Tune in next time for our finale of Ultraman Blazar. Also, stay tuned for our episodes on Ultraman Orb and Ultraman Arc.
421 Blazar. Why?